Yes, sir.
So there are some numericals which we will do later because they are a little bit difficult as compared to what we are doing right now. So first we will complete the easy numericals on the individual piles and then easy numericals on pile groups. Then we will move on to the difficult numericals on individual piles. So this was the numerical. Shit. I hope I have not taken more than 30 seconds. So this was the numerical which we have done yesterday. There was one factor which was missing from here. The curve corresponding to DC upon B, which we can see from here. So here we have got the value of NQ also. So this is, I will zoom up and I will share it with you. Corresponding to phi is equal to, what was the phi we were having? We were having 35 degree. So corresponding to 35 degree, we can see that if I go straight, this is the point. And if I come back onto this particular side, it is approximately, it is DC upon B is coming out to be 12.5, or you can say 12. Because variation is from 10 to 15. So this data I will be sharing with you, the notes which I've shared today morning only. So using that DC upon B value is equal to 12, we can proceed on to the numerical. So this was the only missing part. Now today we will be doing the next numerical. Determine the safe load for the pile as above. You can see in this particular question, the question remains same. This is the same question which is in the succeeding question. The only difference is that if water table rises to 2 meters below the ground surface. So as I have drawn the figure here, you can see I have drawn a water table at 2 meter depth from the ground surface. So we can take unit weight of the water as 10 kilonewton per meter cube, which is the regular one. So there is going to be only one variation if we are going to solve this particular numerical, that there will be a variation in effective normal stress. This particular calculation, there will be a difference, and we will be having a new calculation where we are supposed to subtract the pore water pressure, which is responsible to reduce the normal effective stress. So what we are going to do, we are simply going to subtract this 1.6 meter. Total is 3.6 meter. So total is, the critical depth is 3.6 meter. So for this left of 1.6 meter, we will subtract for this length the pore water pressure, that is 1.6 into 10. So we will get 59.6 here. So everything is going to remain same. Only when we put this value into the final, where we are put this, we have calculated area A1 and A2. So this is going to be changed. So this is the final value which is going to change. Everything else is going to remain same. So we will replace this 58.6 kilonewton per meter square with the value which we will be getting from here, in case we have got a water table at 2 meter depth from the ground surface. Now let us move to the next question. A 30 centimeter diameter concrete pile.
Sir, can you please explain the first question once again?
Okay. So the conditions given here are static. It is driven into the sand, and it is a driven pile. So for this particular cohesionless soil, we have got this particular equation to be used. You have to remember the equation, that this is the equation, or this is the formula which I am going to use for my ultimate bearing capacity calculation. And after that, you can find out that which parameter I am going to find from where. The curves which I am going to share with you, presently they are going to be with you in your notes. So later on, we will see that whether we are going to use it from IS 2911, or will they be allowed, or something like that. Presently, we should know the procedure, that from where we are going to find out, from which chart or from which curve we are going to find out which value. So as far as Q bar is concerned, it is effective vertical pressure. It is increasing, as we can see here, it is increasing till the with the depth of the pile. So DC we have just found out because phi is given to us in the question. Phi is given to us into the question. So using Phi here we can find out by interpolation of this particular figure. We can find out that DC upon B is going to come out 12. So with this, we will find out the critical depth 12. This is the critical depth 12, which is representing that whatever whatever loads are being generated for this particular length, 3.6 meter, are going to be dominant for effective load at the tip of the pile at 8 meter depth. So that is why we will be requiring this. And then we have found out Q bar as we know that it is what I just said just now, that for the critical length, for this critical length, whatever effective vertical pressure has been generated, that is Q bar, is going to be responsible along with the surface friction onto the pile shaft for the bearing capacity at the tip of the pile. So that is why we can simply, we have ignored the 4.4 meter and we have calculated 3.6 into 21 as the Q bar as the overall effective vertical pressure at the tip of the pile, which is going to be 75.6, and the same we have used here, 75.6. Now we want to have overburden pressure also, which we are going to use here. This is the overburden pressure. This is the thing which is required to be calculated, and this is the thing which is required to be calculated, because calculating the pile tip, if it is circular pile, then it is pi r square. And calculating the surface area, we easily know that the surface area formula for a pile, that is, it is a cylinder. If it is going to be a square pile, then it is simply going to be 4a into height. 4a means perimeter of the square pile into the height of the pile. So these two are, this is the area and this one is surface area. So don't be confused. This is area and this is surface area. K, we know that we are going to put it as 1.5. Most of the time for a concrete pile having 5 value varying between as per the table. Today morning I have shared the notes also with you. So here, as I have done earlier, I have solved one particular numerical for you, where I have shown you table number 8.1 and 8.2. So here for concrete pile, it will be varying between 1 and 2. So you either you can take 1.25 or 1.5, as I told yesterday. Now let us come back to this particular formula. So NQ we will be finding corresponding to the chart number 2911, that is, and the chart corresponding to a variation NQ versus angle of shearing resistance phi dash. Here you can find out NQ. Actually, I will zoom out a little bit. So if I say this is 35, now this is the curve for IS 2911. For 35 degree, these are the two close values. As I told yesterday, that Berezontov curve is very close to 2911. So either if I use 2911, so if I see, I go back, I locate it little bit close here. So we can see that it is from 50 to 100. So it is going to be somewhere here. It will be 60, then 70, then 80, then 90, and then 100. So it is, this is coming close to 60 and half of it is 55. So NQ we will be getting here 55. So NQ we have got. So what we are left with, Q bar we have calculated, NQ we have found out. AP is pi r square, that is area of the pile, using radius as 0.15 because the diameter of the pile is 0.3. So 0.15 will become the radius of the pile. It will become pi r square. Then K value, we are taking it as 1 here because it is given in question as 1. If it is not given in question, in that case, we will be taking it as 1.5. Again, as I've told you yesterday here, the total value of tangent delta is given to us as 0.7. If it is not given to us, then we can find out delta from the table, and then we can find out, here we have got the delta. So this delta is varying with the material of the pile as concrete. Now we have got 3/4 of 5, that is 0.75 of 5, that is 0.75 into 35 will give you the same value. And using this particular thing, you can find out the value of delta. Then tangent delta is going to give you the value which is actually straight away given here into the question. This will give you tangent delta value. And K we have found out, sigma V bar we have found out yesterday that using the effective normal stress, vertical pressure, and this Q bar, which is going to be 75.6 at the critical depth, which is the dominant effective vertical pressure. So it will be starting from 0 at the top of the pile, and it will be maximum at the bottom of the critical depth, that is 3.6 meter. And after that, as per the curve, you can see here that it is going to, if I draw a line here, it is going to be increasing till here, and after that it will go straight down. It is going to remain constant. So whatever dominant is this much part. So that is why I have drawn a rectangle from here downwards. So this two areas we are going to find out, simply the area of the triangle and area of the rectangle. That is half base into height and length into breadth. So half base into height, that means half of base is 3.6 meter and height is 75.6. So it will give you area of A1, that is equal to 136.08 kilonewton per meter, because it was, we can see here, this is the pressure we are having, 75.6 unit is kilonewton per meter square. So when I am putting it here, kilonewton per meter square, and here I am putting meter. So meter se meter आपका कट जाएगा, so it will remain as kilonewton per meter. Why I am telling you, जब हम इसको divide करेंगे length से, now we will finding out overall effective burden, overstress. So we will be dividing it with the span of the pile. So अगर आप kilonewton per meter value को मीटर से डिवाइड करोगे, so you will get kilonewton per meter square. Am I right? That means you are getting the stress correctly. अगर कहीं पे आपका यूनिट गड़बड़ हो रहा है, अगर यूनिट गड़बड़ है तो कई बार आपकी कैलकुलेशन में गड़बड़ आप पकड़ सकते हो. In some of the books you will find, what you will find, that I am using sigma V overburden stress, this particular value, and ASI. अब ASI में क्या होता है? सरफेस एरिया है. सरफेस एरिया ऑफ अ सिलेंडर का क्या फॉर्मूला है? 2 पाई आर एच. तो यहां पर भी मल्टीप्लाई बाय एच आ रहा है, इंटू एच. दैट इज, अगर मैं इसको लिखूं 2 पाई आर एच, और यहां पे भी मैं नीचे डिवाइड कर रहा हूं एच से, दैट इज लेंथ से. तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूं? दोनों जगह लेंथ से एक जगह डिवाइड कर रहा हूं, एक जगह मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा हूं. तो वो दोनों 8 मीटर्स हैं. तो वो दोनों क्या होगा? 8 मीटर से 8 मीटर कट हो जाएगा. कई बुक्स में इस तरह से शो किया है. तो स्टूडेंट्स आर कंफ्यूज्ड कि surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r h. So why it is written in the book as 2 pi r only? Where the h has gone? So this can only be corrected if you are very much sure about the units you are using. अगर यहाँ पे आपको अगर पता ही नहीं होगा कि यहाँ पर आपका किलो न्यूटन पर मीटर आ रहा है, यहाँ पर आपका किलो न्यूटन पर मीटर आ रहा है टोटल समीशन, तो आप आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाओगे कि where is the mistake. So after doing it, after averaging all the areas and dividing it with the total depth of the pile, because this overall effective pressure which has been developed for critical depth 3.6 meter is going to be distributed throughout the length. So we are distributing it over the length, and that is why we are finding out kilonewton per meter square. Now we have got all the values. No value is missing here, so we will submit it because this part is point bearing resistance and this part is surface friction resistance. Adding QP plus QS, adding QP plus QS is going to give us QU. So this adding total we will get in kilonewton, the total ultimate bearing capacity of the pile. But if we want to find out the Q allowable for the design purposes, we need to use the factor of safety. So in that case, I will divide it with the factor of safety as given in the question 2.5. If it is not given, there are two options. Either you can use your own factor of safety using whichever book you are referring, because factor of safety varies with the implication or the use for which the pile is to be designed. So assuming that thing, you can use your factor of safety or you can leave it there only, just by mentioning that this is my Q ultimate value of the pile as ultimate bearing capacity. Then here, the only thing, as I have shown here, this thing, that we have got these 5 curves. So if it is being asked in the question that NQ you are supposed to find out using Meyerhof, the scientist Meyerhof. So the curve corresponding to Meyerhof is this particular curve, which according to Meyerhof, if I go straight away, you can see I am having a value here. So if I go back like this, you can see I am reaching close to 10, 20, 30, close to 115, which is more than double, as compared to IS 2911. So it will straight away increase your bearing capacity. If I'm going to use 115 in point bearing instead of 55, so it is almost double. The value 294 is going to double. It is going to become 600, so it will be close to 900 kilonewton. So it has become 1.5 times. So variation of the NQ value straight away reflects the variation into the bearing capacity of the pile. I hope now it is clear. although it is good for all the students to be repeated because this is the main thing to be evaluated. Now the only variation is that as far as जहां पर भी आपका ओवरबर्डन प्रेशर जब आप कैलकुलेशन करते हो, जहां पे आपका पोर वाटर प्रेशर क्या करता है, वो सैंड को या क्ले को, जो भी आपका टाइप ऑफ सॉइल है, उसको सैचुरेट करके इफेक्टिव जो वर्टिकल स्ट्रेस एक्ट कर रहा है उसको रिड्यूस कर देता है. So that is why we subtract this overburden stress due to poor water pressure from the value which we are getting earlier. So now you have to simply find out area A1 and A2 and find out average, divide it with again 8 meter and put that value here instead of 55. So I was estimating that I will be able to let us try if we are able to finish off with the next numerical today. A 30 centimeter diameter concrete pile is driven. So whatever is significant, I have underlined it. Driven, homogeneous, consolidated clay deposit with given parameters Cu is equal to 40 kilonewton per meter square. अगर ये वैल्यू आपको नहीं दी होती, नाउ अल्फा इज गिवन टू यू, अगर ये वैल्यूज आपको नहीं दी होती तो आपको कर्व्स में से निकालनी पड़ती. सो ऑल दोज कर्व्स आई हैव शेयर्ड विद यू इनटू द नोट्स हियर. So here you can find out Cu, you can see it is adhesion factor is alpha. So if any one of it, this is given. If it is not given, then Cu here it is varying with L upon B. So this I have given you from this particular, these two curves, you can find out the value of Cu and alpha. So with the variation of one of the parameters being given, one more thing is there, that the type of variation that is, I will show you. It will depend upon the gradual transition from medium, that is very loose to loose, loose to medium, medium to dense, and dense to very dense. These are the one and the same thing. Both curves are the same things. They are taken, the source is different, but the curves are same. So using these, you can find out the variation. So you can find out the Cu and alpha, and using that, for clays, QP is equal to, because it is consolidated clay deposit has been mentioned here. So this is the thing or the formula which you are supposed to remember only. अगर question में आपके पास clay दिया हुआ है, so you can simply use this particular formula for bearing. This is, there are two things. This is the point bearing capacity, and this is your skin friction resistance. So here, as it is going to disappear, it will be left with C and C. So this will remain the formula. Overall formula for this is going to be this one. QU is equal to C and C AP plus alpha C bar AS. Whatever the factors or the coefficients are there, these coefficients, how you are required to find out, because alpha and C bar, that is unit cohesion. NC you are going to take 9 for piles. In this particular case for clays, it is always going to be taken 9 for NC. And C for phi is equal to 0, hence NQ is equal to 1. So and q is also going to be 1. So putting this value 1, this is not required to be done by you. It is during the derivation part which is being done. You have to just remember this particular formula. So we will rest. We will see tomorrow because it is required to be done at detail.